ठीक है. So कुछ चीज हम लोग को समझना पड़ेगा about what are the factors that influence business strategies. ठीक है. For example, if you are leading a company, any organization, let's say suppose educational organization, let's say suppose you have your own factory, you have your own setup, you have your own business, then if I ask you what are the strategies that you are implementing for the next 1 year, for the next 5 years, right? What are the factors that you will consider in order to set up future strategy? Obviously, you will not just come, you will sit and you will say, okay, I will do this thing for the next 1 year. I will use this marketing strategy, I will use this operating strategy, I will use this business strategy, this financial strategy, I will source the material from this place, these are my target audience. You cannot just say this, right? You have to decide and you need to analyze many factors and then you can decide what strategy you will adopt. So there is a very famous analysis that we do to achieve a certain goal. Obviously, first you define your goal. What is your ultimate goal that you want to achieve? Once you decide your goal, then you decide the best strategy to achieve that goal. Whatever your goal is. For example, as a student, my goal is to pass my exam. Maybe my goal is to score above 90. Maybe my goal is to be on the top first 3 position in the class. So accordingly, you have to adopt a best strategy in order to achieve your goal. All right. Now, what are the general? Now, when you decide a strategy, you consider all the macro concepts, all the macro factors, macro environmental factors which are there, right? So you consider all the macro environmental factors when making any kind of strategy. So what are the general factors that influence the strategy? It can be divided into, it is called as SWOT analysis. Now what is SWOT analysis over here? S stands for strengths. What are the strengths of your organization that will help you achieve your goal and that will help you decide your strategy? Weaknesses. Now these two are internal to your organization. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. And once you know your strengths and weaknesses, accordingly you decide the strategy. Now obviously you are not dealing alone in this entire world. You have your entire industry, you have an entire ecosystem, you have your macro environmental factors that you have to consider. And that is why there are a few external factors that you need to consider, which can again be divided into opportunities and threats. So there are a few opportunities. Government is giving you a tax rebate. Government is supporting you in some other ways like giving you subsidies. These government is encouraging the products which you are selling. Government is also wanting people to buy those products. So these are your opportunities which you can see. You can see an opportunity in some other market where you can grow. You can see opportunity in some other product which you can develop and sell in your existing market. So these are opportunities. What are threats? For example, the government is implementing one rule or regulation or law that will actually hamper the sales of your product. Maybe the product which you are selling has some kind of negative impact on the environment which the government is against of it, and then they are implementing some charges on you. So these are the threats which can increase your cost and decrease your profit. So this is the basic SWOT analysis that any company needs to undertake in order to move ahead. So what I'll do first, let's discuss a few in general examples of what are strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and then what will I do is I will Take one example. We'll take example of Coca-Cola, very famous company, multinational company, and then we'll see ki what is the strength and weaknesses of a Coca-Cola. And then I will give you a homework. You have to do SWOT analysis of yourself. What is the, because see, SWOT analysis can be done on a personal level. You as a student, you as an employee, you as a employer, you as a company, your company's SWOT analysis. You can do SWOT analysis of everything. Alright, so we'll take one example, then I will ask you to do your SWOT analysis, okay? So first of all, let's talk about the internal factors. Alright, so what are the different internal factors that we have to consider in order to implement any strategy? Batao, what can be the strengths and weaknesses? Give me examples. Let's start. Bolo. Of a company, anything. Let's start with innovation. Innovation of, let's say, suppose new product lines or service lines, whatever it is. Okay? Then we have a technology, we have management. So what is the competence of the management? What else? Some kind of outstanding skills that you have, which is only present in you, not others. So what are the outstanding skills? What else? Bolo. There is something called as key man risks, which is also a part of weakness. For example, in an organization, there is one person who is at the top maybe, or maybe is an influential person because of whom all the sales are made. Let's talk about an educational institute. Okay, let's talk about a coaching institute. There is this one person who is teaching, right? So the 80% of the revenue is coming from this person's teaching. So there is a key man risk if this person leaves, opens his own organization, or if this person leaves, goes into some other work, some other job. This is a key man risk that the company has for because of this person. This is a key man risk which can maybe fall into the weaknesses, or what else? So it can fall into the weakness. What else? Tell me. What else? Marketing effectiveness. Marketing skills that you have, your company has. What else? Leadership. हाँ बोलो. क्या चीज से वेस्ट हो गया? योर R&D जो तुमने टेक्नोलॉजी बोला, यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग हाईली इन योर R&D. यहां हो सकता है ऑपरेशनल some inefficiency which is there in your organization. That is a weakness of yours. What else? So maybe your communication skills are not good. Maybe you are lacking, you are not able to sell your product. Your product is very good, but you are not able to sell it to the end consumers. That is a weakness. So these are all internal to my organization, right? Now let's talk about some external factors. So when I talk about external factors are basically in form of threats and opportunities. Right? Now what can be a threat to you? Tell me. There is a barrier to entry in the market. It is in a market, for example, in an industry, there is a huge player. There is already a huge player. You want to open your own electricity board. Not possible. Huge barrier to entry, right? You want to open your own insurance company. Not possible. Possible, but yet a very huge barrier to entry. Then what else? There are a lot of substitute products of what you are selling. What you are already selling has a lot of ice cream already has a lot of substitutes. Quality walls, we have Amul, we have Mother Dairy, we have so many different substitutes which are already there. Yeah, so these are threats only. These are threats only that I'm talking about. What can be an opportunity? Government supporting you. Government is giving you some kind of subsidy. Government is giving you some kind of tax rebates. What else? Tell me. You have a social value attached to your product, and because of which people are promoting your product. Something like avoiding plastic bag and paper bags, jute bags. You are making those jute bags or paper bags, which is supporting you. What else? The rules and regulations of the place where you are having your industry also helps you a lot. Quality of the product is again something which is internal. That is not external. No? That is not external. What else? The economy. For example, there are some products which can do really well in growing economy. But when the economy is slow, then you cannot sell some products. Right? What else? There are some political issues in your area, in your region. Then whatever your product is, you will not be able to sell it. For example, Israel war happening, right? Palestine, Israel. So do you think the businesses over there are able to bloom? No, that's a huge threat on them, right? So it's a huge threat that they are facing. Although they are excellent, their products are excellent, but there is a huge political threat that they are facing, right? What else? Tell me. You have good bargaining power. You have good bargaining power with two people whom the supply. So many a times what happens? Suppose you are selling a product. Suppose you are making plastic bottles, pumping plastic bottles. You are buying maybe plastic or maybe cap or something from the supplier, and you have a good connect with the supplier. They are charging you a little less as compared to your competitors. So that will decrease your cost. You can sell your product at a little lower price. So that is bargaining power you have with the supplier. Now bargaining power can also with... No, this is external because anything which involves a third party is an external. It's not a strength. It's a opportunity you have because it involves a third party. Whenever there is a third party being involved, it's a opportunity, right? So you can also have a bargaining power with the customers, right? Maybe you are able to sell more products, maybe at a slightly less price, but you are able to sell in huge volume. So that's a good bargaining power that you have with your consumers. What else? The demographic situation, of the area is such that you are able to grow there. Right? So these are basic external factors. Now let's take an example of Coca-Cola. Okay, I have jotted down a few points also. You can also tell me that what can be the SWOT analysis? What can be the SWOT analysis of Coca-Cola? Okay. So first, let's talk about the strengths. What can be the strengths? सोचो क्या होगा? These are internal to the company. Right. And then you have obviously opportunities and you have threats, which is again external. So when we talk about the strength, the first thing which comes to your mind when you talk about Coca-Cola is the brand value or loyalty. If you see a Coca-Cola product, like you want to have maybe some soft drink, there is one Coca-Cola product and then there is one local company. Obviously, which product will you prefer? Coca-Cola. Because you have heard of it. It has a brand value. Coca-Cola is sponsoring a lot of sports events as well, right? Internationally, globally. So yeah, so you have at an instant you have this brand loyalty coming in, brand value coming in, and you are buying that product. That is something which they have developed on their own. There is nothing third party being involved. So that's a strength of Coca-Cola. I have developed my own brand. That is my strength. What else? I can say market domination. Like, I think around 50% of the market is dominated by Coca-Cola. More than maybe 50% is dominated by market. Huge markets hai. Competition is a weakness, na? So there is some competition which is happening from the PepsiCo company, right? There is a so we can use this word, maybe we can say stiff competition from. Correct. So we can say stiff competition from some of the biggest players again. What else? What is one major weakness of Coca-Cola? Low product diversification. It only has few products to sell. So if you want to buy different varieties, you will not be able to get different varieties from Coca-Cola. What else? Major weakness of Coca-Cola in the recent times. Major weakness. Health concerns. When you are selling your product and it has a health concern on the end user, it is very high on sugar content. Right. So when you are selling this product and maybe some person is getting some issue, health issue, because of your product, it definitely is a weakness. Right. What else? Tell me. What can be anything which is a weakness that goes in the brand value? Loyalty. Anything which is can be, if you are talking, let's say suppose if there is a weakness, can you also convert it to an opportunity? For example, if I say there is low product diversification, then obviously you have an open space wherein you can launch more products, right? So you can have more product variety. Maybe Coca-Cola can enter into some other aerated drinks. They can easily do that because they already dominate in one particular strategy, in one particular area. They have their own few aerated drinks. They can launch few more aerated drinks with different flavors, different sizes. So they can have more. That's a great opportunity for Coca-Cola, right? What else? Don't you think Coca-Cola can enter into the water industry? We have Bisleri, we have Kinley. Coca-Cola can also enter into the water because they are dealing with this bottled aerated drinks. This come under opportunity. So they can move towards bottled water industry. That again falls into the different variety. What is the biggest threat? They have plastic pollution. So what did I say? If my company is doing something which is harming other people, plastic pollution is harming water, is harming land, right? So this indirectly can have government regulations which can come in. If government bans plastics, Coca-Cola will be hugely affected because they are having plastic bottled drinks that they provide. हाँ, water controversy क्या? Correct. So there is a huge water controversy that if, for example, the water level goes down, then these people are getting hugely affected because they are using water to make their aerated drinks. Very good. What else? There can be a reduction in demand, and maybe this health concerns should not entirely come in the weakness. It should also come over here because it is something which is a threat from an external point of view. So health concerns over here. So basically what we are saying is, due to health concerns, earlier people used to have lot of aerated drinks, but now people are not willing to have these aerated drinks because they have understood that it has huge sugar content. It's not good for your health. So they are moving towards safer alternatives which has little less amount of sugar, less amount of preservatives, maybe juices. So these are the different alternatives, and that has led to reduction in demand for products like Coca-Cola, Thumbs Up, among people who are more and more health concerned. Right? So this is about Coca-Cola. Now what you can do, you can as a student also have your own strengths and weaknesses. I know my strength is I'm good at math. So this can be my strength. This is something which is internal to me. There is no third party involved. What is my weakness? I'm very lazy. That is a weakness which I have. That's personal to me. Okay, I get tired very easily. I have low nutrition level in me. So that's a weakness maybe. What can be the opportunities I have? Since I'm good at math, I have opportunity. I can take science, I can take accounts. So these are different opportunities which I have. What can be the threats which I have? Since I have low energy, so there is a threat that because of weather change, I may fall sick very quickly. So health issues, that's a threat to me. Now, what else? What another threat? That there are other students, competition in the market who are actually, good in studies, as well as the health conditions are also good. So this will also impact, right? Anything else which you can come up with? Tell me. Anything else which you can come up with? So I think these are good SWOT analysis that we have studied. It's not a very difficult topic. It's a very easy topic, right? Now what we can do is, and actually if I think like this, I feel that one thing which I missed out, that over here when I'm saying this stiff competition can also be taken over here in threats, right? Similar but nahin, but jahan pe bhi there is a third party involved, that's a threat. Okay? So your stiff competition is also a part of threat. Weakness यहाँ पे ये हो सकता है कि their product quality and the ingredients that they are using, they can work on that and make it more healthier, right? That's a weakness of Coca-Cola, and they cannot change. मतलब करेक्ट. सो मे बी देर इज स्कीम एंड रिस्क यहाँ बोल सकते हैं, या ऑपरेशनल लॉस बोल सकते हैं, या हम लोग जो तुम बोलना चाह रहे हो दैट इज एक्चुअली काइंड ऑफ सम पेटेंट या सम टेक्नोलॉजी विच आई एम यूजिंग. तो टेक्नोलॉजिकल थेफ्ट का मेरे को एक लॉस हो सकता है, जिसके वजह से मतलब मे बी जो मेरा खुद का पेटेंट है, जिस चीज में आई एम गुड एट, इफ दैट gets leaked in the market. Yeah, that is one of the weaknesses which I have. Operational inefficiency हो सकता है, maybe जो मेरा, because Coca-Cola क्या है, एक जगह बनता है and it gets distributed, so that channel of distribution is not efficient maybe. So that is one of the weaknesses which I can face. So that is transportation, right? Logistics basically. ठीक है? Logistics. So these are the different, it's very simple topic, but you can also sit and do your own SWOT analysis, and this way you can understand that as to, where you are going wrong, where you are going Right. Understood? Clear? Any doubt? So let's do it till here.